December 5th, 2024. Rub Al Khali Desert, United Arab Emirates. 11:47 p.m. Emelita Santos can't breathe. Sand fills her mouth every time she tries to scream. Her mother's body lies 3 feet away, eyes still open, face frozen in terror, neck purple with finger marks that look like a necklace. The man who promised her paradise is pressing his knee into her spine, rope burning her wrists as he ties them behind her back. 48 hours ago, she thought she was living a fairy tale. The sand is hot even at midnight. Scorching. Emelita watches Faisal al-Rashid dig, his white thobe glowing in the moonlight. He's humming. Actually humming a tune she doesn't recognize while he shovels dirt over her mother's corpse. "You're the 5th one," he says. Not to her, just says it. Casual, like he's counting grocery items. 5th. The word cuts through Emelita's shock. 5. 4 women before her. 4 wives who flew to Dubai for love, for security, for a better life. 4 bodies scattered across this country like broken promises. She didn't know about them. Not when she answered his messages on Blossom Connections. Not when she said yes to marriage. Not when she stepped off that plane 7 weeks ago with stars in her eyes and her mother's hand in hers. She didn't know until 2 weeks ago, until she found the safe. Welcome to True Crime Story 247. Thanks to all my viewers and subscribers for your support. Stay tuned for daily true crime updates. Don't forget to subscribe. Where are you watching from? What time is it there? Drop a comment below. The shovel scrapes against rock. Faisal pauses and wipes his forehead. Onakt looks down at Emelita like she's already dead. "Lisa cried the whole time," he says, conversational, like they're having tea. "My first wife, American. She begged me not to. Promised she'd forget about the divorce. Forget about my affairs. But promises don't mean much when you're already digging, do they?" He laughs, returns to shoveling. Emelita's mind races. Lisa, the name from the death certificate in the safe. Gunshot wound. Staged suicide. 2010. Jiyeon fought, Faisal continues, tossing another shovelful of sand. "Korean girl, beautiful. Scratched my face so badly I had to wear sunglasses for weeks. See this scar?" He points to his cheek. Emelita can barely see it in the darkness. "She gave me that right before she went into the water. Drowned. 2015, bruises on her arms. Olga was the worst." His voice drops, almost regretful. "Russian. She hid evidence, bank statements, transfer receipts. Took me 3 days to find everything. Had to cut her into pieces to make sure I got it all. The desert took care of the rest. Dismembered. 2018. Animals scattered the remains. Priya was easiest." He's smiling now. "Just slow poison thallium. She got sicker every day, hair falling out, throwing up blood. She trusted me until the very end. Thought I was trying to save her. Organ failure." Emelita's vision blurs. Not from tears, from rage, from terror, from the impossible realization that she's about to become number 5 in a collection of women who wanted better lives and got shallow graves instead. The hole is deep now, deep enough for 2 bodies. Faisal tosses the shovel aside, walks toward her. His shadow blocks out the moon. "I gave you everything," he says, crouching down so his face is inches from hers. "A villa, jewelry, security. All you had to do was be grateful, be loyal." "I was," Emelita chokes out, sand in her throat. "You were sleeping with my driver." His voice is ice. "You were planning to leave. I saw the messages. I see everything." Karim. Sweet Karim with kind eyes. Is he dead too? Buried somewhere in this endless desert? Faisal grabs her by the hair, drags her to the edge of the grave. She can see her mother below, Elena's body twisted, one arm reaching up like she died, trying to claw her way out. Any last words? Faisal asks. But Emelita is looking at something else, at the shapes circling overhead. Vultures, waiting. She thinks about Manila, about poverty, about the cramped barangay where she grew up, her father's laugh, her mother's calloused hands. She wishes she'd stayed poor. At least she would have stayed alive. Faisal pushes her into the grave. 50 days earlier, this story began with hope. It ends with sand filling her lungs. October 15th, 2024, 3:47 p.m., Dubai International Airport. The air hits them like a wall, heat, humidity, and underneath it all the scent of oud perfume mixed with jet fuel and money. So much money you can smell it in the recycled air. Emelita Santos clutches her suitcase with both hands, knuckles white. 28 years old. First time outside the Philippines. Beside her, Elena scans the crowd, protective instinct on high alert. 52 years old, hands calloused from decades of washing other people's laundry. Both women are exhausted from the 9-hour flight. Both are terrified. Both are hopeful. Hope is dangerous. A black Mercedes S-Class pulls up to the curb. Illegal parking. Nobody stops it. The door opens. Faisal al-Rashid emerges. He's taller than Emelita expected, 6'2". The white thobe makes him look regal, untouchable. His smile is perfect, practiced. The smile of a man who's gotten everything he's ever wanted. "Welcome to paradise," he says, voice smooth as the leather interior of his car. He embraces Emelita, too tight, too long. She feels his hands on her lower back, pressing, possessive. "This is mine now," the touch says. "This belongs to me." Elena notices, says nothing. What can she say? They flew 9 hours to get here. Faisal paid for everything, the tickets, the visas, the promise of a new life. A porter helps load their suitcases. 2 bags. Everything they own fits in 2 bags. The porter is Pakistani, maybe Indian. As he closes the trunk, he leans close to Emelita. His voice drops to a whisper. "Be careful, madam. Not all that glitters here is gold." Then he's gone. Back into the crowd before she can respond. Emelita's heart stutters. What did he mean? Why would he say that? She looks at Faisal. He's smiling, holding the car door open, waiting. She gets in. The Mercedes smells like leather and cologne. The seats are cream-colored. Emelita is terrified to touch anything. Elena sits in the back, hands folded in her lap, taking it all in with sharp eyes. As they drive, Faisal narrates, points out landmarks, Burj Khalifa, Palm Jumeirah, the Gold Souk. His voice fills the car. Emelita realizes he hasn't asked her a single question. Not about the flight, not about how she's feeling. He just talks. About himself, about his city, about what he owns. Red flag number 1, she doesn't see it yet. The villa in Jumeirah sits behind iron gates that open automatically as they approach. The driveway is longer than the street Emelita grew up on. Palm trees line both sides. Manicured. Perfect. Not a dead leaf in sight. The house is white. 3 stories. Glass windows reflecting the late afternoon sun. It looks like something from a magazine. Like something that shouldn't be real. "Home," Faisal says, and there's something in his voice. Pride, ownership, warning. Servants appear immediately. 2 Filipina maids, an Indian groundskeeper. They bow slightly as Faisal passes. He doesn't acknowledge them. They're furniture to him, decoration. Emelita and Elena exchange glances. This is too much, way too much. Inside, the temperature drops 20 degrees, air conditioning so powerful, it raises goosebumps on Emelita's arms. The floor is marble, white with gold veining. Their footsteps echo in a way that makes the house feel empty, despite all the furniture, all the decorations, all the gold accents on every surface. Why does he need all this space? Elena whispers in Tagalog. Faisal turns. He understood. Emelita didn't know he spoke Tagalog. He never mentioned it in their video calls. For family, he says, also in Tagalog. Perfect accent. For the children we'll have. Elena's face tightens. Emelita sees it. The first crack in her mother's composure. That night, Emelita lies in silk sheets that cost more than 3 months of her salary back in Manila. The bedroom is massive. King-sized bed, walk-in closet, ensuite, bathroom with a tub big enough for 3 people. Everything is white and gold, expensive, cold. Faisal is in the shower. She can hear the water running. She should be happy. This is everything she wanted: security, luxury, a man who promised to take care of her and her mother forever. So why does her chest feel tight? She gets up and walks to the window. The villa overlooks the Persian Gulf. Moonlight on dark water. Beautiful, isolating. She's never felt more alone. That's when she hears it. Footsteps on marble. Slow, deliberate. Not Faisal, he's still in the shower. Not Elena, her room is on the other side of the house. Someone else. The footsteps stop outside her door. Silence. Then they move on. Down the hallway, a door opens, closes, Emelita tells herself. It's a servant. One of the maids. The groundskeeper. It's not. Morning comes too bright. Elena is already in the kitchen, trying to cook adobo in a kitchen so modern she can't figure out how to work the stove. One of the maids helps her, patient, kind. They speak in Tagalog, quiet, like they're afraid of being overheard. Faisal is on a phone call in his study, something about oil contracts. His voice carries through the house, sharp, demanding. Emelita hears him switch languages 3 times in one conversation. Arabic, English. Something else she doesn't recognize. He's smart, powerful, connected. Red flag number 2. At breakfast, a young woman appears. Beautiful, hollow eyes. Moves like a ghost through the dining room. She pours herself coffee, sits at the far end of the table. Doesn't speak. This is Sophia, Faisal says, voice tight. My stepdaughter. Sophia looks up. 30 years old, maybe. American features. Lisa's daughter, Emelita will later learn. Right now she's just a stranger who looks at Faisal like he's a bomb that might explode. How long have you been here? Sophia asks Emelita. Direct. No small talk. We arrived yesterday. Sophia's laugh is bitter, short. Good luck. Sophia? Faisal's voice drops. Warning. Sophia stands, takes her coffee, leaves without another word. Elena watches her go, then looks at Emelita. The message is clear in her eyes. Something is very wrong here. October 18th. 3 days in. Faisal gives Emelita a tour of the villa, shows her everything. The pool, the courtyard garden, the basement gym. But there are doors he doesn't open. Locked rooms he walks past quickly. What's in there? Emelita asks. Storage, Faisal says. Doesn't elaborate. Red flag number 3. That afternoon by the pool, Sophia finds her. Sits down on the adjacent lounge chair. Sunglasses hide her eyes, but not the tension in her jaw. How long have you been talking to him? Sophia asks. 6 months, online, through Blossom Connections. Sophia removes her sunglasses, looks directly at Emelita. You'll wish you'd asked more questions. What do you mean? But Sophia is already standing, walking away, like she said too much, like she's afraid. Emelita watches her go, feels ice in her stomach despite the desert heat. October 25th, 10 days in. The patterns emerge. Faisal leaves early every morning. Work, he says. Oil company meetings, business calls, returns late. Sometimes not until after midnight. When he's gone, the villa feels different. Lighter. The servants relax. Sophia appears more often. Elena explores, opening cupboards, checking locks, cataloging exits. "Something's wrong with this place," Elena says in Tagalog one afternoon. "I can feel it." "You're being paranoid," Emelita replies. But she feels it too. The phone Faisal gave her, brand new iPhone, top of the line, has parental controls. She discovers this when she tries to download WhatsApp to call her friends in Manila. Access denied. She tries Facebook. Access denied. She can only use the apps Faisal has approved. "It's for security," he explains that night. "Dubai is safe, but we need to be careful. There are people who target wealthy families." It makes sense. Kind of. Enough that Emelita doesn't argue. Red flag number 4. October 28th. Emelita meets Karim, 26 years old, Pakistani, works as Faisal's driver, kind eyes, gentle voice. He helps carry groceries from the car, smiles at Emelita, a real smile. Not practiced, not calculated, just human. "If you need anything, ma'am, you can ask me. I'm here to help." It's the first time since arriving that someone has offered help without expectation. The first time someone has looked at her like she's a person, not property. Later, Faisal pulls her aside. His hand grips her arm. Too tight. "You don't talk to Karim. He was just being polite. You don't talk to him." Not a request, a command. That night, Emelita hears the sounds again. Footsteps, doors opening, closing. She gets up, walks to her door, opens it carefully. The hallway is dark, but she sees a figure disappearing around the corner. Female? Sophia? Emelita follows, down the hallway, past the locked doors. To the basement stairs. The figure descends. Emelita watches from the top, hears a door open, close, sees light spilling from underneath. What's down there? She doesn't follow, not yet, goes back to bed, lies awake until dawn. 43 days until the desert. She doesn't know it yet, but the cage is already locked. November 1st, 2024, 4:17 p.m. The villa pool. The water is turquoise, perfectly maintained, chemicals balanced daily. Sophia sits on the edge, feet dangling in the water, staring at nothing. She's been there for 20 minutes, hasn't moved. Emelita approaches carefully. 3 weeks in Dubai, and she's learned that Sophia is fragile. One wrong word and she disappears for days. "Can I sit?" Sophia doesn't respond. Emelita sits anyway. For a long time, neither speaks. Just the sound of the pool filter, the distant hum of traffic, the call to prayer from a mosque miles away. Then Sophia speaks. "My mother was Lisa Bennett, California teacher, 3rd grade. She taught kids how to read." Present tense, past tense. Sophia can't decide. She met Faisal in 1997. She was 25. He was 31. He was in California on business, oil contracts. They met at a charity event. He swept her off her feet. Emelita listens. Doesn't interrupt. 6 months later, they were married. He adopted me. I was 5 years old. My real dad died when I was 2. I don't remember him. Faisal was the only father I knew. Sophia's voice is flat, reciting facts. No emotion. We moved here in 1998, to this house, this exact house. He promised my mom everything, travel, adventure, a good life for me. What happened? Sophia's feet stopped moving in the water. At first it was perfect. He was charming, generous, took us everywhere, Paris, London, Tokyo. We lived like royalty. Past tense now. The good part is over. But slowly things changed. He got controlling. Started monitoring my mom's phone, her emails, her friends. Didn't like when she went out without him. Didn't like when she talked to other men, even waiters, even taxi drivers. Emelita's stomach tightens. She knows this pattern. She's living it. By 2008, my mom was a prisoner. She couldn't leave the house without permission. Couldn't call her family in California. He'd cut her off from everyone. Why didn't she leave? Sophia finally looks at Emilita. Her eyes are dead. She tried. 2009. Packed her bags. Took me, made it to the airport. He found us before we could board. What did he do? Took our passports, locked them in his safe. Told the authorities we were trying to kidnap his daughter. They believed him. He's rich. White woman trying to flee with a child? In Dubai? She had no rights here. Emilita feels cold despite the desert heat. She got desperate, started planning differently, secretly found a lawyer, filed for divorce, gathered evidence of his abuse, bank statements showing he was hiding money, photos of bruises, a detailed escape plan. Did it work? Sophia's laugh is broken glass. She died before she could execute it. Silence. November 14th, 2010, I came home from school, found her in the master bedroom, lying on the floor, gun in her hand, blood everywhere. Emilita's hand covers her mouth. The police came, ruled it suicide within 48 hours. Case closed. Faisal had her cremated 3 days later. No autopsy, no investigation, just gone. But you don't think it was suicide. I know it wasn't. Sophia's voice hardens. There was a cut on her toe, deep, like someone tried to stage it, like they wanted it to look like she'd used her foot to pull the trigger. Why would... Because... The angle was wrong. Gunshot to the chest, but the trajectory didn't match a self-inflicted wound. Someone shot her, then tried to make it look like suicide. The police were paid. Sophia spits the words. Faisal donated $500,000 to the police charity fund 2 weeks before she died. Another $1 million after. Money bought silence. Money bought a closed case. Money bought my mother's murder. Emilita can't breathe, can't process. She's not the only one, Sophia continues. After my mom, there was Ji-yeon. The name hangs in the air, Korean. Beautiful. He met her in Seoul in 2005 while my mom was still alive. Started an affair, married her in 2012, 2 years after my mom died. What happened to her? Sophia's voice drops, barely audible, drowned. 2015, they were on his yacht in the Persian Gulf. Just the two of them. He said she jumped overboard, accident, tragic. But Ji-yeon had a phobia of water, refused to swim, wouldn't even take baths, only showers. Her friends confirmed it, so why would she jump into the ocean? Emilita's heart is racing now. And when they recovered her body 3 days later, she had bruises on her arms, on her shoulders, like someone held her down, forced her under. The police, same story, investigation closed in a week, accidental drowning. Faisal cried at the funeral, perfect grieving husband. No one suspected. Sophia stands. Water drips from her feet onto the hot concrete. Evaporates immediately. How many more are there? Emilita whispers. Sophia looks down at her. Something like pity crosses her face. Keep listening. She walks away. Leaves Emilita sitting by the pool. Mind racing, heart pounding. 2 women, 2 deaths, 2 convenient rulings. How many more? Here's a question for you. Should we make a full video about Lisa's story, her life in California, the warning signs she missed, how Faisal isolated her, the evidence that was ignored, the cut on her toe that proved murder? Comment Lisa below if you want the full investigation. We'll cover every detail the police refused to see. November 3rd, 2 days later. Emilita can't stop thinking about Lisa, about Ji-yeon, about the pattern. She starts noticing things. Small things. Faisal's temper. The way he monitors her phone. The way he controls her movements. The locked doors in the basement. She tries asking him about his previous marriages. Why do you want to know? His voice is sharp, defensive. I'm just curious. You never talk about your past. The past is the past. We focus on our future. He kisses her forehead. The gesture should be tender. It feels like a threat. November 6th. Emilita befriends one of the maids, Rosa, Filipino, 41 years old, been working for Faisal for 3 years. They talk in Tagalog while Faisal is at work. Quiet conversations in the laundry room, the kitchen, places without cameras. Has he always been like this? Emilita asks. So controlling? Rosa's hands pause on the sheets she's folding. I've seen 3 wives come through this house, she says quietly. None of them lasted long. What happened to them? Rosa won't meet her eyes. I don't ask questions, ma'am. In this house, questions are dangerous. Please, I need to know. Rosa's voice drops to a whisper. The one before you, Indian girl, Priya. She got sick, really sick, hair falling out, vomiting, couldn't keep food down. Sir said it was stress, anxiety. But I think... She stops, shakes her head. You think what? I think he was putting something in her food. Emilita's blood turns to ice. She died in 2022 in the hospital. They said organ failure, natural causes. But ma'am, she was 29 years old, healthy before she came here. How does a healthy 29-year-old just die? November 8th. Kareem drives Emilita to the Dubai Mall. Faisal approved the trip. Supervised freedom. She has 4 hours. A list of approved stores. Kareem will stay with her the entire time. In the car, Kareem speaks quietly. Ma'am, I need to tell you something. What? I've worked for Mr. Faisal for 18 months. I've seen things, heard things. Like what? Kareem's eyes meet, hers in the rear-view mirror. The driver before me, Ahmed, Pakistani man, he quit suddenly. Very suddenly, left all his belongings, didn't even collect his last paycheck. Why? He told me before he left. Said he'd seen something in the basement. Something he wasn't supposed to see, wouldn't tell me what, just said, get out while you can. Did you? I have a family in Karachi. I send money home every month. I can't afford to quit. Silence. But you can, ma'am. You can still leave. You've only been here 3 weeks before it's too late. Too late for what? Kareem doesn't answer, just drives, eyes forward. That night, Emilita tries to talk to Elena. Mama, I think we made a mistake. Elena's face is grim. She's been thinking the same thing. What do you want to do? I don't know, leave? But our passports, I looked for them. They're locked in his safe, the one in his study. Can we break in? It's biometric, fingerprint scanner. They're trapped. November 10th. Faisal finds Emilita and Kareem talking in the garage. Just talking about the weather, about nothing. He explodes. Grabs a crystal vase from the hallway table, throws it. The crash echoes through the house. Shards everywhere. You're mine, he screams at Emilita. Mine. You don't talk to him. You don't look at him. You don't even think about him. Elena comes running. The maids scatter. Faisal grabs Emilita's arm. His fingers dig into her flesh. Will leave bruises. You want to end up like the others? He hisses. You want to disappear? There it is. The threat. Out loud now. Emilita is crying, terrified. Kareem steps forward. Sir, please, we were just... You're fired. Pack your things. Get out. Sir, now. Kareem looks at Emilita. Apology in his eyes. He leaves. Emilita will never see him again. That night she hears the footsteps again, goes to investigate, follows them to the basement door. It's open, just slightly. She descends the stairs. Quiet. Careful. At the bottom, a hallway. 3 doors. 2 locked. 1 open. Inside the open room, boxes, files, documents. She starts looking through them. And that's when she finds it, the safe, hidden behind a filing cabinet. Digital lock, but it's open. Someone forgot to close it. Inside, death certificates, bank statements, photos, news clippings, and the truth, all of it. 25 days until the desert. The countdown has started. November 10th, 2024, 11:34 p.m. Emelita can't sleep, keeps replaying Faisal's rage, the vase shattering, his fingers on her arm. The bruises are already forming. Purple crescents where he grabbed her. Karim is gone. Fired. Disappeared into Dubai's labyrinth of labor camps and deportation centers. She'll never see him again. Unless... She picks up the phone Faisal gave her, tries to download a messaging app. Access denied. Tries another. Denied. Every communication channel is locked except the ones Faisal controls. But there's one app he overlooked. Email, basic, pre-installed. He monitors it, but at least it exists. She types carefully. Are you okay? I'm worried. Sends it to the email address Karim gave her weeks ago, back when they were just talking, before things got complicated, before she realized she was falling for him. The reply comes 2 hours later, 2:47 a.m. I'm alive, for now. He's looking for me. I'm hiding at my cousin's flat in Dara. Don't contact me again. It's not safe. Delete this. K. She doesn't delete it. November 11th. Elena is cleaning the guest bedroom, something she does to cope. Clean, organize, control what little she can. She opens a drawer in the antique dresser, looking for spare linens, finds something else. Photographs, old, faded. Hidden under moth-eaten blankets nobody uses. 4 women, 4 different photos. Each standing beside Faisal, each smiling like they'd just won the lottery. The first, blonde, American features. Lisa. Emelita recognizes her from Sophia's description. The second, Asian, delicate, beautiful. Ji-yeon. The third, pale. Slavic bone structure, must be Olga. The fourth, brown skin, Indian. Priya. All of them young, all of them hopeful, all of them dead. Elena's hands shake as she brings the photos to Emelita. Who are these women? Emelita stares at the images, feels ice spreading through her veins. His previous wives. All of them? All of them. Elena's voice drops. Anak, we need to leave, now, tonight. He has our passports. Then we go to the embassy, we tell them everything. And say what? That we found old photos? That his stepdaughter told us stories? We have no proof, Mama. No evidence, just suspicions. Then we find evidence. That night, while Faisal sleeps, Elena searches the villa, quiet, systematic. Every drawer, every closet, every unlocked room. She finds nothing. Faisal is careful, meticulous. But there's one place she hasn't checked. The basement, November 12th, 3:22 a.m. Emelita wakes to find Elena's bed empty. Panic surges. She runs through the villa, checking rooms. The kitchen. The pool. Then she sees light coming from the basement stairs. She descends. Heart pounding. The basement is cold. Air conditioning set too high. The concrete floor is icy against her bare feet. Elna is in the back room. The one that was open 2 nights ago, now she's going through boxes, files, documents spread across the floor. Mama, what are you doing? Looking for proof. If he catches us, then we're already dead anyway. They search together. Bills, bank statements, business contracts, nothing incriminating, nothing useful. Then Elena finds the filing cabinet, heavy, metal, pushed against the wall. Help me move this. They push. The cabinet scrapes across concrete. Loud, too loud. They freeze. Listen for footsteps above. Nothing. Faisal is still asleep. Behind the cabinet, a safe, digital, biometric lock. Can you open it? Elena asks. Emelita tries, punches random numbers. Nothing. Tries Faisal's birthday. Nothing. Tries their wedding date. Nothing. The safe stays locked. They push the cabinet back. Leave everything as they found it. Return to their rooms. But Emelita can't stop thinking about that safe. What's inside? What is he hiding? November 14th. Faisal leaves for a business trip, overnight, Dubai to Abu Dhabi. Oil contract negotiations. Won't be back until tomorrow evening. Emilita and Elena have 20 hours. They return to the basement immediately, move the cabinet again, stand in front of the safe. We need his fingerprint, Emilita says. Or a code, Elena replies. They try everything, every combination they can think of. Birth dates, anniversaries, phone numbers, nothing works. Then Emilita remembers. The safe was open 3 nights ago, just slightly. Like someone forgot to close it properly. She presses her thumb against the biometric scanner. Nothing. Elena tries. Nothing. Then, desperate, Emilita tries the digital keypad one more time. But instead of numbers, she just presses and holds the override button. A click. The safe. Door swings open. Malfunction, security flaw, divine intervention, doesn't matter. Inside, manila folders. Thick, organized, labeled. Folder 1. Lisa Bennett, death certificate, dated November 14th, 2010. Cause, gunshot wound to chest. Manner, suicide. Photos, crime scene. Emilita's stomach turns. She forces herself to look. Lisa's body on the bedroom floor. Blood pooled underneath. Gun in her right hand. But there's another photo. Close-up of her left foot, a deep cut on her big toe, fresh, like someone tried to stage it, like someone wanted it to look like she'd used her foot to pull the trigger. Police report, 1 page. Case closed. Suicide, no further investigation required. Newspaper clipping. American expat dies by suicide in Jumeirah Villa. Folder 2. J.I. Yan Park. Death certificate, dated August 3rd, 2015. Cause, drowning. Manner, accidental. Photos. Her body pulled from the Persian Gulf, bloated, bruised. Autopsy report. Emilita reads through medical jargon, then finds it. Significant bruising on upper arms and shoulders consistent with forceful restraint. Petechiae in eyes suggesting possible asphyxiation before drowning. Translation. Someone held her down. Forced her underwater until she stopped fighting. Text messages, printed. From Gian to a friend. I'm scared of him. He's getting worse. If something happens to me, it wasn't an accident. The friend's response. Leave him. Come home to Seoul. Jiyeon's reply. I can't. He has my passport. He's watching everything I do. No response after that. She drowned 3 days later. Folder 3. Olga Volkov, death certificate, dated March 18th, 2018. Cause multiple traumatic injuries. Manner, homicide, unsolved, photos. Emilita gags, looks away. Forces herself to look again. Body parts. Scattered across desert sand, dismembered, animals had gotten to the remains. Police report. Victim was reported missing by neighbors. Body discovered 2 months later by nomadic herders near Al Ain. Evidence of struggle. Defensive wounds on hands and forearms. Dismemberment occurred post-mortem using a sharp blade, possibly a hunting knife. Bank statements, transfers to an account in Cyprus, amounts increasing over 6 months. $500, $1,000, $2,000. She was saving, planning her escape. Text messages. From Olga to an unknown number. I'm ready. I have enough money. Please help me get out. Response. Meet me Thursday, Marina, 8 p.m. Bring everything. She never made it to Thursday. Email printout. From Faisal to a contact saved only as M. Problem solved, desert route, usual fee, discreet as always. Response. Confirmed. No trace. He'd hired someone, paid someone to kill her, to dismember her, to scatter her pieces across the empty quarter where no one would find them for months. Folder 4. Priya Sharma. Death certificate. Dated June 11th, 2022. Cause multi-organ failure. Manner. Natural causes. Medical records. Hospital admission forms. Emilita reads through them. Symptoms. Severe nausea. Hair loss. Vomiting blood. Kidney failure. Liver damage. Doctor's notes. Patient presents with symptoms consistent with heavy metal poisoning. Recommended toxicology screen. Toxicology report. Positive for thallium. Lethal dose. Administered over several months. Thallium. Rat poison. Available in hardware stores, colorless, tasteless. Added to food in small doses. Death is slow, agonizing, untraceable if you're not looking for it. Priya's journal, found in her belongings after she died. Faisal kept it. Trophy, evidence, both? Emelita reads the final entry, dated June 9th, 2022. I'm dying. I know I'm dying. Faisal says it's stress, says I'm imagining things, but my hair is falling out in clumps. I can't keep food down. Everything hurts. I begged him to take me to the hospital. He said I'm being dramatic. I'm so tired. I just want to go home. I want to see my mother. Please, God. I just want to go home. 2 days later, she was dead. Faisal had her cremated within hours. No autopsy, no investigation. Respected her cultural wishes, he told authorities. Lies, all lies. 4 women, 4 deaths, 4 methods. Gunshot staged as suicide. Drowning staged as accident. Dismemberment in the desert. Slow poisoning, all of them when they tried to leave. When they threatened his control. When they became inconvenient. Elena is crying. Silent tears streaming down her face. We're next, she whispers. We're next, aren't we? Emelita doesn't answer, doesn't need to. Then a voice behind them. Yes, you are. They spin around. Sophia stands in the doorway, face pale, eyes hollow. He knows you found this, cameras everywhere. He's been watching you search for 3 days, just waiting to see how far you'd go. Where is he? Emelita's voice shakes. On his way back, changed his flight. He'll be here in 2 hours. Elena grabs Emelita's arm. We run, now, we leave everything, we just run. Sophia's laugh is broken. Run where? You have no passports, no money, no rights in this country. Guards are already at every exit, the gates are locked. You're trapped. Then we call the police, Elena says. With what evidence? Photos you stole from his safe? Files you accessed illegally? You're foreign nationals. He's a citizen. Wealthy. Connected. Who do you think they'll believe? The room spins. Emelita grabs the desk for support. Why didn't you warn us? She asks Sophia. Before we came, before we married him, why didn't you tell us? Sophia's face crumbles. Because I'm not innocent either. Silence. What does that mean? Sophia steps into the room, closes the door behind her. After my mother died, I was 15, grief-stricken, lost. Faisal was there, comforting, attentive, made me feel seen, made me feel special. Her voice goes flat, dead. He groomed me slowly over years, turned it into something wrong, something twisted. By the time I was 18, we were sleeping together. I'm not just his stepdaughter. I'm his lover. Have been for 12 years. Emelita feels bile rising. You knew about all of them, about what he did. I knew about Lisa. I suspected about the others, but I never had proof, never looked. Because if I looked, if I knew for certain, I'd have to do something, and I'm too weak to do something. You let them die, Elena hisses. You let him kill them. I let him control me, just like he controlled them, just like he's controlling you. Footsteps upstairs, heavy. Faisal is home. November the 16th, 2024. 7:43 a.m. Faisal finds them in his study. The basement safe still open. Files spread across the floor. Evidence of their trespassing everywhere. He doesn't yell, doesn't rage, doesn't even raise his voice. Just stands in the doorway, looking at them, calculating. I see you've been exploring, he says. Calm. Cold. Elena steps in front of Emelita. Protective instinct, overwhelming fear. We're leaving. Now. Right now. You can't stop us. Faisal smiles. Not a happy smile. A snake's smile. This is the United Arab Emirates, Elena. You're here on my sponsorship visa. You have no independent legal status, no rights. You can't work, can't travel, Can't even leave the country without my written permission. We'll go to the embassy and tell them what? That you broke into my safe? Stole my private documents? That you're making wild accusations based on decade-old death certificates? We'll tell them you're a murderer, Emilita says, voice shaking but determined. Faisal's smile widens. Then I'll tell them you're mentally unstable, that you stopped taking your medication, that you've been having psychotic episodes. I have a doctor who'll confirm it. Have him on retainer for situations exactly like this. No one will believe you. Everyone will believe me. I'm a UAE national, oil company executive, charitable donor, respected businessman. You're a former call center worker from Manila who married me after 6 months of online chatting. Who do you think has credibility here? The truth of it hits like a physical blow. He's right. He's absolutely right. You can leave anytime you want, Faisal continues. I'll drive you to the airport myself, but you won't get through customs, not without your passports, and those stay with me. He pulls 2 passports from his pocket, Philippine maroon, holds them up, taunting. Please, Elena begs, just let us go. We won't tell anyone. We'll disappear. You'll never hear from us again. You're right. I won't. His voice drops, but not the way you're thinking. He pockets the passports, walks away, leaves them standing there, trapped. November 18th. The villa transforms. Faisal doesn't hide it anymore, doesn't pretend. Guards appear, 2 of them. Pakistani, built like soldiers. They patrol the grounds. Stand by the gates. Make their presence known. Security, Faisal explains at dinner. After what you found, I need to protect you from making stupid decisions, from harming yourselves. The phone lines are cut. Emilita discovers this when she tries calling the Philippine embassy. No dial tone, just dead air. Internet is disabled. Wi-Fi password changed. No way to email, no way to message. They try the neighbors. The villa to the east. Surely someone will help. But the walls are too high. The property's too spread out. Screaming does nothing. No one hears. No one comes. November 20th. Emilita tries to contact Karim. One last time, uses the email app on her phone before Faisal notices and deletes it remotely. Please, if you're still alive, help us. He's going to kill us. We're trapped. Please. The email bounces back. Address no longer exists. She tries his phone number. Disconnected. She asks the new driver. Young. Emirati. Doesn't speak much English. Where's Karim? The other driver? The driver's face goes blank. No, Karim, I only driver. The man before you, Pakistani, where did he go? I don't know, madam. I just start 1 week ago. Sophia finds her that afternoon. Pulls her into the laundry room. Whispers. Karim didn't go back to Pakistan. How do you know? I heard Faisal on the phone making arrangements, payment to someone. He said, desert route, same as before. The same words from the email in Olga's file. Emilita's knees buckle. Sophia catches her. He killed him? He makes problems disappear. That's what he does. That's what he's always done. Karim. 26 years old, kind eyes, gentle voice. Only crime was being kind to her. Dead. Buried somewhere in the sand. Body scattered by animals, just like Olga, because of her. November 22nd, Elena tries to escape. Middle of the night, 2:30 a.m. She picks the lock on their bedroom door, technique learned from her father decades ago. Makes it downstairs, to the front door, the gates beyond. The guards see her immediately. Lights flood the courtyard. They grab her. Not gently, drag her back inside. Faisal is awake, waiting. Going somewhere, Elena? Please, please, just let me go. Keep Emilita if you want. Just let me go home. Faisal's hand shoots out, grabs her throat, slams her against the wall. Emilita screams, runs down the stairs. Mama! Faisal's grip tightens. Elena's face turns red, purple. "The next time you try that," he hisses, "I won't stop. Understand?" Elena nods, desperate, gasping. He releases her. She collapses, coughing, crying. Faisal looks at Emilita. "Take her upstairs, tend to her bruises, and remember, you did this. Your choices brought her here. Your choices are killing her." November 25th. The locks change, all of them, bedrooms, bathrooms. Even the kitchen has a lock now. They're allowed out only for meals, under supervision. Guards watching, Faisal watching. The rest of the time locked in their room, together. Elena's bed moved into Emilita's suite. "Can't have you wandering," Faisal explains. "Can't have you hurting yourselves. This is for your protection." Prison. The villa is a prison. Days blur together. No internet, no phones, no contact with the outside world. They try screaming. The guards don't react. They try breaking windows. Reinforced glass. Doesn't shatter. They try refusing to eat. Faisal doesn't care. "Starve if you want, makes my job easier." December 1st. Sophia visits. Slips into their room when the guards change shifts. "He's planning something," she whispers. "I heard him on calls, making arrangements, desert excursion, vehicle rental, supplies." "When?" "Soon, days, not weeks." "What do we do?" Sophia's face is anguished. I don't know how to stop him. I never have." "Then come with us. When he takes us, you run, you get help." "He'd kill me too." "He's going to kill us anyway." Sophia backs toward the door, shaking her head. I'm so sorry, but I can't. I'm a coward. I've always been a coward." She leaves. They don't see her again. December 4th, 2024, morning. Faisal enters their room, smiling, cheerful, like nothing is wrong. "Pack a bag, we're taking a trip." "Where?" Emilita asks, knowing the but answer. Dreading it. "Desert, beautiful this time of year, cooler, good for camping, stargazing, romantic." "We don't want to go." "It wasn't a question." Elena grabs his arm, desperate, last attempt. "Faisal, please, we're begging you. Let us go. We'll sign anything. We'll promise anything. We won't tell anyone about what we found. We'll disappear. You'll never see us again. Just please, please let us live." Faisal looks at her, really looks at her. For a moment, something flickers across his face. Pity? Regret? Then it's gone. "I gave you paradise," he says quietly. "I gave you everything. And you threw it away. You chose betrayal. You chose to snoop. You chose to make me do this." "We didn't choose anything," Emilita says. "You chose Karim. You chose to fall in love with him. You chose to plan your escape. Every choice has consequences. Karim was just a friend." Faisal's laugh is bitter. "I've seen this story 4 times before. It always ends the same way. Wife gets restless. Wife finds a lover. Wife plans to leave. Wife threatens to expose me. Wife disappears. You're not special, Emilita. You're just the next chapter." He tosses 2 duffel bags onto the bed. "Pack light. We leave in an hour." He walks out, locks the door behind him. Elena and Emilita look at each other. "This is it," Elena whispers. "He's taking us out there to kill us." "I know. What do we do?" Emilita has no answer, no plan, no hope. They pack mechanically clothes, water bottles, whatever Faisal told them to bring, like lambs preparing for slaughter. 58 minutes later, the door opens. Guards escort them downstairs, into the garage, into Faisal's SUV, black, tinted windows, full tank of gas. Faisal is already behind the wheel, engine running. "Get in." They get in, back seat. Guards close the doors. The gate opens. The SUV pulls out. Direction east, toward the desert, toward the empty quarter, toward the place where 4 women before them met their end. Sophia watches from an upstairs window, face pressed against glass, crying. But she doesn't call anyone, doesn't alert authorities, doesn't do anything, just watches the SUV disappear down the road. And then she goes back to her room. Because that's what she's always done. Survived by staying silent while other women died. December 5th, 2024, 3:47 p.m. Rub Al Khali Desert. The SUV has been driving for 3 hours. Emelita watches Dubai disappear in the rear-view mirror. Glass towers shrinking, then gone, replaced by sand. Endless sand. Faisal hasn't spoken since they left the villa, just drives, eyes forward, hands steady on the wheel, like he's commuting to work. Like this is normal. Elena sits beside Emelita in the back seat, holding her daughter's hand so tight the circulation cuts off. Neither of them speaks. What's left to say? They both know where this ends. The road becomes a track, then just tire marks in sand, then nothing. Just Faisal navigating by GPS and instinct, deeper into the empty quarter, the most desolate place on earth. No buildings, no roads, no cell towers, no witnesses, just sand and sky and the sun beginning its descent. 4:52 p.m. The SUV stops. Middle of nowhere. Not even tire tracks here. Just virgin desert, untouched. Perfect. Get out, Faisal says. First words in 3 hours. Emelita's heart hammers against her ribs. Why are we stopping? Faisal turns around, looks at her, no emotion in his eyes, just empty. I said get out. He reaches under his seat, pulls out a gun. Glock 19, black, loaded. Doesn't point it at them yet, just sets it on the dashboard, a promise, a threat. Elena moves first, opens her door, steps out into heat that feels like a physical slap. The temperature is dropping as the sun lowers, but the sand is still scorching. Burns through her shoes. Emelita follows, legs shaking. She looks around, searching for something, anything, a landmark, a road, another person, nothing, just dunes stretching to the horizon in every direction. They're completely alone. Faisal opens the trunk. Inside 2 shovels, long handles, metal blades, new. Still have price tags attached. He tosses them at Elena's feet. They land with a dull thud in the sand. Dig, he says. Elena stares at the shovels, understanding hitting her like a punch. Please, she whispers, voice breaking. Please don't do this. Dig. We'll do anything you want, just please. Faisal's hand moves to the gun on the dashboard, doesn't pick it up, just touches it. Dig, or I shoot you where you stand and dig it myself. Your choice. Elena picks up a shovel, hands shaking so badly she almost drops it. Emelita takes the other one. They start digging. The sand is loose at first, easy to move, but underneath it's packed hard, sun-baked. Every shovelful feels like lifting concrete. Emelita's hands blister within minutes. The wooden handle rubs her palms raw. Blood mixes with sweat, drips onto the sand. Elena is crying, praying in Tagalog. Words Emelita hasn't heard since childhood. Prayers her grandmother taught them. For protection, for mercy, for peace. Hail Mary, full of grace. The hole grows. 1 foot deep, 2 feet, 3 feet. Faisal sits on the hood of the SUV, watching, patient, like he has all the time in the world, because he does. No one's coming. No one knows where they are. No one will find them for months, maybe years, maybe never. The sun touches the horizon, orange, red, beautiful. The desert sky at sunset is breathtaking. Emelita will never see another one. 4 feet deep. The hole is big enough now, long enough for 2 bodies, wide enough to fit them side by side. That's enough, Faisal says. He stands, walks toward them, gun in his hand now. Elena drops her shovel, falls to her knees. Please, please, Faisal, I'm begging you. She's my only child, my only daughter. Take me, kill me, but let her go. Please. She's 28 years old. She has her whole life ahead of her. Faisal looks down at her. Something crosses his face. Irritation, Boredom? Hard to tell. Your daughter should have thought about that before she fucked my driver. She didn't. I saw the messages. I saw the emails. I saw them in the garage. Kissing, touching, planning their escape together. She was scared. She was trying to find help. She was betraying me. His voice rises. First real emotion since they left the villa. Anger, pure rage. Just like Lisa betrayed me. Just like Ji-Yan. Just like Olga. Just like Priya. All of you, you come here. You take my money. You live in my house. You enjoy my wealth. And then you spit in my face. We didn't know. You knew enough. You found the safe. You saw the files. You know what I am. What I do. And you still thought you could outsmart me. Thought you could escape. He grabs Elena by her hair. Yanks her to her feet. She screams. Emilita rushes forward. Mama! Faisal's other hand shoots out, catches her by the throat, squeezes. Emilita can't breathe. Vision darkening. Spots dancing. He releases her. She falls, gasping, tasting blood. Faisal is behind Elena now, one arm around her waist, other hand on her throat. Elena's eyes are wide, terrified, looking at Emilita. Anak, she whispers. My child. Then Faisal's hands tighten. It happens fast. Elena struggles, kicks. Her heels dig into the sand, hands clawing at Faisal's arms, scratching, drawing blood. But he's stronger. So much stronger. Her face turns red, then purple, eyes bulging, mouth open in a silent scream. Emilita is screaming for both of them. Stop! Stop! Let her go! She runs at him. Faisal backhands her without releasing Elena. The blow catches Emilita across the face. She spins, falls, sand in her mouth, metallic taste of blood. When she looks up, Elena's struggles are weaker, slower, a gurgling sound, wet, horrible. Then silence. Faisal releases her. Elena's body crumples, falls. Faisal grabs her by the ankles, drags her to the grave. Doesn't carry her, just drags her through the sand like garbage. Tosses her in. Her body lands with a thud. Arms twisted at wrong angles, face down. One shoe missing. Faisal turns to Emilita, breathing hard, sweating, alive, while her mother lies dead in a hole in the desert. Emilita is on her hands and knees, sand in her mouth. Can't process what she just saw. Brain refusing to accept it. Mama, Mama, Mama. The word repeats in her head. But Elena doesn't answer, will never answer again. Faisal walks toward her, slow, deliberate, like he's savoring this moment. You could have been happy here, he says. Voice calm again, conversational. I gave you everything, a villa, security, jewelry. All you had to do was be grateful, be loyal, stay in your place. Emilita looks up at him. Sees him clearly for the first time, not a man. A monster wearing a man's face. You're sick, she spits, blood and sand in her mouth. He laughs. No, I'm practical. Women like you are problems. You get ideas, you want freedom, you want love, you want agency. But I don't want that. I want control. I want obedience. I want property. We're not property. Yes, you are. I bought you, sent you plane tickets, paid for your visas, married you. You belonged to me the moment you said yes. I didn't know, and you didn't care. You saw money, you saw luxury, you saw escape from your pathetic little life in Manila. You didn't care who I was or what I wanted. You just wanted what I could give you. The words cut because they're partially true. She did want escape. She did want security. But not this. Never this. Emilita tries to run, one last desperate attempt, scrambles to her feet, gets 3 steps. Faisal is faster, grabs her by her hair, yanks her backward so hard she hears something pop in her neck. Pain explodes, white hot. He drags her to the grave. She's kicking, screaming, clawing at his hands, throws her in. She lands on top of her mother's body, Elena's face pressed into the sand. Lifeless. Emilita screams, tries to climb, out. The walls are steep. Sand gives way under her hands. Faisal picks up a shovel, starts filling the hole. The first load hits her, heavy, suffocating. No, no, please. More sand, covering her legs, her waist. She tries to push it away, can't. Too much, too heavy. Faisal is humming, actually humming a tune. Cheerful, like he's doing yard work. The first one cried the whole time, he says. Conversational, like they're having tea. Lisa, my beautiful American wife, she begged me not to kill her. Promised she'd forget about the divorce. Promised she'd stop trying to contact her family in California. Promised she'd be a good wife. More sand. Up to her chest now. Emelita can barely breathe. Each inhale brings sand into her lungs. She coughs, chokes. But I couldn't trust her anymore. Once they want to leave, they always find a way, so I shot her. Made it look like suicide. Staged the whole thing. Cut her toe to make it look like she used her foot on the trigger. The sand is at her shoulders. Emelita is crying, hyperventilating, dying. Gian fought harder than you. Scratched my face so badly I had scars for months. See this? He points to his cheek. She gave me that right before I held her underwater. Took almost 5 minutes for her to stop struggling. 5 minutes. That's longer than you'd think. Sand over her neck now. Emelita tilts her head back, gasping for air, getting sand instead. Olga was complicated. She'd hidden evidence, bank statements, transfer receipts, documents proving I'd been stealing from my company. I couldn't just kill her. I had to make sure everything was destroyed. So I cut her into pieces, went through every part of her carefully, made sure she hadn't swallowed anything, hadn't hidden anything internal. The sand covers her chin, her mouth. Priya was easiest. Just slow poison in her food, thallium, a little bit every day. She got sicker and sicker, hair falling out, vomiting blood. I told her it was stress, that she was being dramatic. She believed me until the very end. Died thinking I was trying to save her. Emelita's last breath. Sand fills her mouth, her nose, her lungs. She can't scream, can't breathe, can't fight. Her last thought is of Manila, of the cramped barangay, of her father's laugh before the factory accident took him, of her mother's hands, calloused from washing laundry. Those hands are cold now, lifeless, 3 inches away from Emelita's face in the darkness under the sand. She wishes she'd stayed poor. At least she would have stayed alive. Faisal finishes burying them, packs the sand down with the shovel, smooth, flat, scatters rocks across the surface, makes it look natural, undisturbed. Takes photos on his phone, GPS coordinates, so he can find it again if needed, so he can bring the next one here, show her what happens to women who disobey. Loads the shovels back into the trunk, brushes sand off his clothes, gets in the SUV, starts the engine, drives away. The desert is silent except for the wind. Above, vultures begin to circle, and waiting. Below, 2 women who dreamed of better lives. Got graves instead. February 18th, 2025, 3 months later. A Bedouin herding family finds something unusual. Their camels refuse to cross a particular section of desert. Keep veering around it. Nervous, agitated. The father investigates, sees disturbed earth, recently disturbed despite months of wind. Scattered bones nearby, picked clean by animals. He calls the authorities. Dubai police arrive with forensics teams, excavate carefully, find 2 bodies, partially decomposed, partially scattered by scavengers. Female, 1 older, 1 younger. Both show signs of manual strangulation, both buried alive based on sand in their airways. Identification takes weeks. No missing persons reports filed in the UAE. They expand the search. Finally, a match. Fingerprints from visa applications. Emelita Santos, 28, Filipino national. Entered UAE October 15, 2024 on spouse visa. Elena Santos, 52. Filipino national. Entered UAE October 15, 2024 on dependent visa. Sponsor, Faisal Al-Rashid. Interpol is notified. Philippine embassy is contacted. The investigation begins. December 6, 2024, one day after the murders. Sophia Bennett packs a single suitcase. Moves fast, hands shaking. She knows what Faisal did. Saw him leave with Emelita and Elena. Saw him return alone. Saw the sand on his clothes. The blood under his fingernails. She can't be next. Won't be next. She takes everything from the safe. Death certificates, police reports, medical records, photos, bank statements. The evidence Faisal kept as trophies. Copies all of it onto a flash drive. Takes the originals too. Books a flight to Paris. Last minute. First class. Leaves that night. At Charles de Gaulle Airport, she goes straight to the Interpol office. Requests a meeting. Emergency. My name is Sophia Bennett. My stepfather is Faisal Al-Rashid. He's a serial killer. He's murdered at least 5 women. I have proof. She empties the flash drive onto their desk. Hundreds of files. Decades of evidence. The agents stare, overwhelmed. Why didn't you come forward before? One asks. Sophia's voice breaks. Because I was afraid, because he controlled me, because I'm a coward. You're here now? Because 2 women just died. Emelita and Elena Santos. He took them to the desert yesterday, only he came back, and I can't watch it happen again. I can't be silent anymore. Interpol opens an investigation immediately. Red notice issued for Faisal Al-Rashid. International arrest warrant. Contact Dubai authorities. Request cooperation. The UAE responds. Slowly, reluctantly. March 2025. Faisal is questioned in his villa, in his territory, surrounded by his lawyers. He denies everything. I loved Emelita. I don't know what happened to her. She and her mother left one day, said they were going shopping. Never came back. I assumed they returned to the Philippines. Without their passports? I thought they'd somehow obtained new ones. I was distraught. I didn't pursue it. We found their bodies in the desert. I'm shocked. Devastated. This is terrible news. His lawyers present an alibi. Faisal was in Abu Dhabi December 5th. Business meetings, hotel receipts, conference attendance logs. All fake, all bought. All carefully constructed, the prosecutors push. We have evidence, files from your safe, death certificates of 4 previous wives, all died under suspicious circumstances. Faisal's lawyers respond. Hearsay, circumstantial. Those deaths were investigated and closed. Our client was cleared each time. You can't retry closed cases based on stolen documents. Sophia Bennett testified. Sophia Bennett is mentally unstable. She's been undergoing psychiatric treatment for years. She has a documented history of delusions. She blames our client for her mother's suicide and has been harassing him ever since. Faisal's lawyers provide medical records, psychiatric evaluations, all showing Sophia as unreliable, delusional, vengeful, all fake, all bought. April 2020 feat of the investigation stalls. UAE authorities are cooperative on paper. In practice, everything moves slowly. Evidence gets misplaced. Witnesses become unavailable. Digital records are corrupted. Faisal's connections run deep. Oil money, political donations, strategic relationships built over decades. Charges are filed. Murder, serial murder. But getting him to trial proves impossible. His lawyers file motion after motion. Delays, continuances, jurisdictional challenges. The bodies were found outside Dubai city limits, different jurisdiction. The evidence was obtained illegally, fruit of the poisonous tree. Our client's constitutional rights are being violated. The media picks up the story, briefly. Wealthy Sheikh accused of multiple murders. Mail-order bride scandal rocks Dubai elite. Serial killer or victim of false accusations. It trends for a week, maybe 2, then fades. Other news. other scandals, other horrors. People forget. June 2025. Faisal remains free, living in the villa. Same house where Lisa died, where he planned Jian's drowning, where he poisoned Priya, where he imprisoned Emilita and Elena. New servants, new driver, different faces, same pattern. The guards are gone, don't need them anymore. His current wife is compliant, obedient, doesn't ask questions. Wait, current wife? Yes. He remarried April 2025 while under investigation for murdering his previous wife. Her name is Yuki, Japanese, 24 years old. Met him through, you guessed it, Blossom Connections. The same website, the same pattern, the same lies. She moves into the villa in May, sees the luxury, the pool, the marble floors, the gold accents. Doesn't see the ghosts. Doesn't know about Lisa, Jian, Olga, Priya, Emilita, Elena. Doesn't know she's number 7. Faisal's lawyers release a statement. Our client is rebuilding his life after the tragic loss of his previous wife. He maintains his innocence and looks forward to clearing his name in court. The trial date keeps getting pushed back. June 2026, then September 2026, then January 2027, maybe never. Sophia watches from Paris, follows the news, sees Faisal's new wife on social media. Yuki posts photos of the villa, of Dubai, of her perfect life. Sophia wants to warn her, wants to reach out, wants to say run, get out while you can. But she's afraid. Afraid Faisal will find her, will come for her, will make her the 8th body. So she stays silent. Again. Here's the question that keeps me awake at night. How many more are there? How many women disappeared before Emilita? How many after? How many bodies are buried in that desert that haven't been found yet? And which story haunts you most? Lisa, the American teacher who thought she'd found adventure, who planned her escape so carefully, who died with a staged suicide and a cut on her toe that proved murder. Do you want her full story? Comment Lisa below. Jian, the Korean woman with a phobia of water, drowned in the Persian Gulf with bruises on her arms. Her friends knew she'd never jump. The police didn't care. Comment Jian for her story. Olga, the Russian bride who saved every penny, who had a lover waiting, who was cut into pieces and scattered across the empty quarter. Her body parts found by nomads months later. Comment Olga for her full investigation. Priya, poisoned slowly with thallium, hair falling out in clumps, vomiting blood, begging to go home while Faisal fed her death disguised as dinner. Comment Priya to hear how long she suffered. Emilita and Elena, the mother and daughter buried alive, watching each other die, sand filling their lungs, their last moments in that desert grave. Comment Emilita if their story hit you hardest. Or do you want to know about Yuki, the new wife, the 7th victim, the woman currently living in that villa, sleeping in that bed, swimming in that pool, unaware that she's next? Comment Yuki if you want us to investigate her story before it ends the same way. This isn't just a story. This is happening right now. Faisal al-Rashid is free, living his life, hunting his next victim. And the system that's supposed to protect women? It failed Lisa, it failed Jian, it failed Olga, it failed Priya, it failed Emilita and Elena. It's failing Yuki right now. In Dubai, wealth shields you, power protects you, 5 women dead, 1 man responsible, 0 consequences. Is that justice? Share this story. Share it so women know the warning signs. Share it so the next mail-order bride searches her husband's name before she says yes. Share it so Yuki might see it and run while she still can. True Crime Story. 247 brings you stories like this 3 times a week. Stories the media forgets. Stories the powerful try to bury. Stories that need to be told. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Because evil doesn't announce itself. It smiles. It promises paradise. It pays for your ticket. It picks you up from the airport in a black Mercedes, and by the time you see the truth, you're already in the desert, already digging, already dying. And somewhere, right now, another woman is scrolling through Blossom Connections, seeing a handsome profile, an oil magnate, a villa in Dubai, thinking, this could be my escape, not knowing it's her grave.